Welcome, everyone. I'm Ryan Crandall of Fitness and Yoga Integration here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Today we have on the program Peter Garbutt of Australia, who's a chiropractor and the author and founder, creator of Enhanced Running. Good day, Pete. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Ryan. How are you?
Oh, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Pete, go ahead and tell us your background.
Ryan, well, from a running perspective, probably did my first 10K fun run when I was about 7 years of age. Just following on from what Dad did, and always loved running, going through running track through high school and on to running marathons, including one down in Antarctica. Chiropractic career, I've been practicing chiropractic for nearly 20 years now. Also, a master's degree in sports chiropractic, and I lecture here in Australia and around the world on sports injury management, but also on running technique, running biomechanics, and treating injuries.
Excellent. So tell us your story, why you created Enhanced Running.
Yeah, look, enhanced running is something that I guess has been in progress for quite a while now. For quite some time I've taken interest, being a runner, in taking patients out for runs so that I can actually observe them whilst they're moving, giving me clues on what might be creating the injuries and how I can help them both in the clinic and also whilst they're running. But probably one of the biggest changes was around about 5 or 6 years ago when I hit a point where I couldn't run anymore myself. Loving running, I had knee pain that I developed from playing soccer and a number of ligamentous injuries which led to some degeneration in my knees. This meant that every run that I did was painful. Pain and swelling in both my knees, and it lasted about 3 days after every run. So I had to look into something that I could do to change that. And that took me on a bit of a journey looking into running technique and changing my own technique, which showed me a lot of inefficiencies within technique that I could apply to others and help them as well. Then that led to me taking more formalised classes, teaching people how to analyse other people's running gait, and then in November last year we sort of took things to a new level because it was just getting too much for me to run around and do the running courses all around the country.
Right. So there's a pretty high injury rate amongst runners, recreational runners. What is it, around 60, 70, 80%, would you say?
Yeah. The figures in the research range anywhere from 50 up to 80%.
Okay.
Runners will be injured every year.
Okay. Now, with that, why is it so high?
Yeah, look, nobody has a definitive answer on why that might be so high, but there's a lot of research coming out, and I mean, there has been for probably the last 5-10 years, the increasing amount of research on running, which is starting to give us a few clues as to why that might be. One of the more recent ones came out showing that a high meta-analysis of the data showed that a high loading rate might be something that is contributing to stress fractures, which are one of the common injuries that runners see.
Okay. There's been an ongoing debate, as you know. I'm sure it's the same in your country. The debate between unshod versus shod versus minimalist shoes versus big bulky shoes, motion control, whatever. Give us some of your thoughts on all that debate.
Yeah, look, it's a great area to be in. One of the reasons it's so exciting to be in there because, again, nobody's got an exact answer, but we've got some great theories. We've also got some great science starting to build towards showing that there is a lot that can be done as far as running more efficiently and safely. There's a few key things that come through in running technique, regardless of whether you're talking about shoes or barefoot, that ring true whoever's talking about it. And these are all the things that we try and bring into the enhanced running system, whereby there are so many good things out there. We try and bring them together in a scientific way. Have a look at the research and what the research says. The research says that good posture is going to be more efficient. Good posture is going to decrease the stress put on your body in areas where it shouldn't be put on. Low backs and knees suffer a lot of stress, and necks through poor posture, particularly in running. When we have a look at cadence, there's some good research showing that a higher cadence than what most people run is going to be more effective. Okay. Now, when it comes down to the barefoot and shod debate, I'm certainly more towards a functional, less shoe type of idea. But at the end of the day, you can run really poorly in no shoes or in minimalist shoes, in the same way as you can run well in your larger, bulky shoes.
Right.
So technique is key, but there are some things that will help you to run better, and certainly I think barefoot is one of those things.
Okay. You kind of already alluded to it. Tell us some of the principles behind your method.
Yeah, look, with the enhanced running system, what we do, as I said before, Ron, we bring together a lot of the stuff that's already out there. There's been some fantastic guys talking about running technique, from Danny Dre to Romanoff to Mark Gazella, and posture is key, and that's the number one thing we talk to everybody about. But also going to then, as I said, a faster cadence, making sure that your feet are landing underneath you. The braking force that we apply when people try and stride out with the leg in front of them is a major contributor to, we think, injury, partly because it increases that loading rate that I spoke about earlier, and also the angle of the tibia as it comes down has certainly been shown to be indicative of increased injuries.
Right.
So these are a few of the things that we work on, and then we have a look at the leg recovery being through an efficient manner as well. There's certain laws of physics that our bodies are subject to, and being cognizant of what those are helps us to then apply those laws to our body when we're running.
In your experience, how long does it take to teach someone that's been a heel striker for 20, 30 years to actually land with some of the mechanics that you're describing?
Yeah, Ryan, heel striking is a great topic because, again, this is an area where there's a lot of exciting research. A research study that came out recently, I think it was the Pearl, might have been the Dow one that Liebman was involved with, showed that heel striking is not actually any less efficient than forefoot striking is, although there are some trends that may indicate that there may be more injuries there. But the big thing about heel striking is that you can heel strike poorly or you can heel strike well. Heel striking seems to be a manufactured condition, because in a barefoot population there's very few heel strikers. So what we talk about when we go through the running workshops is not so much we're going to turn you away from being a heel striker into a forefoot striker, but we're going to warn people that their foot strike may change. And it's quite possible to change from heel to midfoot or forefoot as their technique improves. And we can see an improvement in that within an hour and a half.
Wow, that's pretty quick, man. Okay.
Yeah, look, and that's why we take video analysis before and after our initial running workshops, so people actually see that for themselves.
Okay.
Now, that change that they make in that hour and a half is a significant change, and I've had people go away and come back a week later and tell me they're running PBs of 3 minutes over 10Ks and stuff like that. Now, mind you, that's not at the pointy end of the field, but it's still a significant change.
Yeah.
But those changes do take time to develop into your normal running technique, injury-free.
Cool. Now, there are other styles of running techniques out there. How is yours different from them?
Yeah, look, there are quite a lot of running styles and techniques out there, and to say that what I do is unique would be probably stretching things a little bit, because I do borrow from what's out there in common literature. But I think what we tend to do with the enhanced running system is that, first of all, we have a system that we run people through, and it's the introductory workshop, then it's follow-on classes which work on conditioning, as well as specific drills, which help people to develop easily and slowly into a better running technique. We look at taking out some of the feel-good, this is good because it worked for me element of running technique, and bring it back down